My name is Jordy Nault, and I will be evaluating team number 2. So for their knowledge of the article, I'm giving them 25 points. I feel like there was a lot of knowledge presented. It was really well presented as well. Their information, I felt like, was only the most essential that you really needed to know, and it was presented in a way that was really easy to understand. Their problems were also really clear, and they also really led to appropriate and realistic solutions that I think would work in the real world. For their knowledge of the resolve strategy, I'm also thinking 25 points. There was a good background, there was good ethical problem, there was possible solutions, they had possible outcomes, they had possible impact on lives, and they decided which solution was best, and they were also able to justify that. So 25. For presentation visual, I'm giving them 23. I felt like at times there was too much text on screen, but at the same time it was really well organized, and it wasn't just a huge paragraph, so it allowed the readers or the people that were watching to understand it, so it wasn't distracting. And there was also really good use of text and images, so the different in font and in colors, and the font size was nice. The pictures kind of took away from so much white space, and again the visuals were really well too, and they were on topic. So just because of that slight clutter, I feel like it's just not perfect, so I'm gonna give it 23. Presentation skills, 25. I feel like everybody was really well practiced. Everybody was speaking concisely. The nervousness was really controlled. There was very little ums or us. Their transitions were really smooth as well. It felt like going between speakers was really nice, and it didn't seem awkward or anything at any moments. And I think the group seemed overall really prepared, and everybody knew exactly what the slides were going to be and what they were talking about. So 25. For time management, I'm saying 20, just because it was 13 minutes instead of the 10, or over 13 minutes actually, instead of 10, so it was kind of long. And then overall, just 24 out of the 25. It was just really great, just literally just small mistakes, or small things that I would critique. Maybe not mistakes, but they were really good overall. So total, I'm giving them 142 out of 150. For strengths, I would say their slides were incredibly organized and concise. They showed lots of knowledge and exuded confidence when presenting. Again, there was almost no fillers, and the transitions were really well executed, and they felt natural, so it allowed the presentation to flow. For areas of improvement, I would just say there were moments where the presentation was slow and made it seem longer than it had to be. The second and third speaker, I think, should have sped up a bit in order to not drag on their slides. I felt like it led to inconsistency, so some speakers were quicker to speak than others. The first few speakers were slower, and in the end, it seemed a bit rushed. And also, instead of writing so much, I think that just writing some keywords and then explaining them would have been just as good, and also reduced the clutter that was on the screen. But overall, it was really well done. Now I'm going to be going over group number 1. So for knowledge of the article, I'm giving them 25 points. I think they had strong knowledge. They detailed the essential information really well, and they also listed good solutions. For 2, knowledge of the resolve strategy, 25 as well. I thought they went through the background, the ethical problems, they went through some solutions, and they also listed the impact, or the likely impact, of said solutions. And they also weighted the solutions against each other in a really thorough way. Presentation visuals, I said 23. I thought it was organized and logical. It was easy to read and understand, but it did seem a bit cluttered at times. I felt like keywords could have been used to shorten it, but there was good images that were really relevant, and the font and the color were really nice. They allowed you to see and read everything easily. Presentation skills, I'm gonna say 23. out of 25 because I think, or 20 out of 25, sorry. I thought they spoke clearly, but they had some unprepared moments, which led to silence. And the nervousness was mostly controlled, but it was still there. And there was also no real transitions to other speakers, but it wasn't too distracting. There was just no transition there, but it was good overall, and you can see that there was definitely some practice there. Time management, I'm giving it 25. I thought the time management was pretty good. It had some slow moments, and like I said, some moments where it was like silent, but overall the pacing was really well, and they reached the 10-minute mark and passed it by a bit. It was really good. Overall, 23 out of 25. I think nothing was blatantly bad. They could have used keywords, like I said, instead of writing things out, and practice presenting a bit more before the real presentation. But I give it 141 out of 150. For strengths, I thought that they weighed the perspectives of the employee and the company, which is really cool because it's something I don't really see. They also evaluated the solutions well and weighted them well as well. The slides were really well organized, and their voices were loud and clear. And there was also really good organization overall. It flowed really well. And things to improve on, I thought again they need to practice presenting beforehand. They should also try using keywords, like I said, instead of writing everything out, so there's not as much clutter. They should also try to use transition words, since it's a group presentation, to transition between their speakers, and I think that would help the presentation flow a lot better. But like I said, overall, it was really good.